Morning, class 5B. Today again we are here with the next part of the story, the big giant or the BFG. Yesterday we had seen how the father wanted his son to sleep and how wonderful stories he used to tell his son, and the son was really amazed listening to the father's story. So let's see now what happens in the next part of the story. Now, but the BFG can hear it easily. His sense of hear is absolutely fantastic. That means he used to see, or he used to hear even those slightest of the sounds, like the tiny, buzzing, humming sound of the air. This is soft and low. I loved the far, intent look on my father's face. Now the son was watching his father when he was narrating the story. So, intent meaning showing strong interest and attention. So, he was really engrossed in, telling a story or narrating a story to his son. His face was pale and still distant, unconscious of everything around him. So, this itself says distant, unconscious, pale. That means, and still means he was not moving. That means he was so much engrossed, in narrating the story to his son. The BFG, that's a big friendly giant, he said, can hear the tread. Tread means the sound of the footsteps, thug, 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 how you walk, right? Tread and even of what? Even of a ladybird's footsteps as she walks across a leaf. He can hear the whispering of ants and scurry. Scurry meaning here move quickly with short footsteps around in the soil, talking to one another. He can hear the sudden shrill. Shrill means loud and forceful cry or pain of a tree, that comes out when a woodman cuts it into with an axe. So you can see how sensitive the ears of the big giant is, because he can see, and I'm to say he can hear all these peculiar sounds. And just look at this, the cry of the pain. A tree, we feel that it is a living being, but then when we cut the tree, we feel that it does not hurt the tree, but you can see the cry of pain. So it's personification. This is figure of speech, you can say. When you cut a person, you can feel a small cut in your finger, how it pains, but now you're cutting a tree. So that's what the big giant can even hear. That means he was really, really sensitive, to hear that. Now, what is the question? The son asking, yes, my darling. There's a whole world of sounds around us that we cannot hear, because we are insensitive. We do not hear to those small sounds, but the BFG hears all this because his ears are very sensitive. He can hear the pain. He can hear the sound, but ours are simply not sensitive enough. That's what the father tells his son. What happens when he catches the dreams? I asked. He imprisons. Imprisons meaning he locks it. And where does he lock it? He locks them in glass bottles and screws it. That means he puts the screw there, tightens it. The top's down tight. So he wants it to be the container very safe. My father said he has thousands of these bottles in his cave. So he has all the dreams that is collected in the bottle. He screws it up and then he keeps inside his cave. Does he catch bad dreams as well as good ones? Yes, my father said. He catches both. But he only uses the good ones in his powders. So he makes the powders and he puts the good dreams. He does not use the bad ones. Now, what does he do with the bad ones? He explodes them. Explodes means bursts them. It is impossible to tell you how much I loved my father. So you can see the son is loving his father so much. He loves his father because his father used to narrate beautiful, wonderful, amazing stories to his son. And it would be like serials. And this one was like of 50 episodes, of the BFG. When he was sitting close to me on my bunk, the bed there, I'd reach out and slide my hand into his. That means hold his father's hand, and then he would fold his long fingers around a fist, holding it tight. That means there's a good connection between the father and son, a nice bonding. The father narrating the story, and he's really enjoying his father's stories, and that too, holding his father's hands tightly. What does the BFG do with his powder after he has made them? So he's very inquisitive like here. Wants to know, very curious. I asked. In the dead of the night. That's a phrase, children. Okay, dead of the night. That is the quietest part of the night. My father said, he goes prowling, and who prowls? Okay, the tiger, no, prowls, no? Goes prowling through the villages, searching for houses now. Okay, he's going hunting now through the village. Okay, for the houses now, only where children are asleep. Because of his great height, as you can see in the picture, children, he can reach windows that are 1 and even 2 flights up. Okay, that means 2-storied buildings also. And then he finds a room with a sleeping child. He opens his suitcase. Okay, children. So if you want also the BFG to come to your place, to your house, okay, and have big dreams, then and also give you good dreams, and you too also should sleep early. His suitcase, I said. The BFG always carries a suitcase and a blowpipe, okay, which he uses to blow, okay, the powder into the children's room so that they can have good dreams, my father said. The blowpipe is as long as a lamppost, okay, so you've seen a lamppost, so you can imagine how long was the blowpipe. The suitcase is for powders, and the suitcase which the BFG carried was full of powders, and that was all your powder of good dreams. So he opens the suitcase and selects exactly the right powder, and he puts into the blowpipe. And he slides, that means slowly he pushes out. He slides the blowpipe in through the open window, and poof, he blows in the powder. And the powder floats around the room, and the child breathes it in. So when the child gets the powder, okay, breathes into the powder, and then what happens? And of course the child is asking, then what happened? What happens? I asked. And then Danny, the child, begins to dream a marvelous and fantastic dream, extremely good dream. And when the dream reaches its most marvelous and fantastic moment, then the magic powder really takes over. And suddenly the dream is not a dream any longer, but a real happening. It's a real happening. That means you can imagine yourself being the part of the dream there, okay, and you're actually alive. Means, yeah, of course, when you're sleeping, okay, and you're sleeping, that means you are half dead, no? All right. So then the child is not asleep in the bed now, but he is fully awake and is actually in the place of the dream and is taking part in the whole thing. Okay, any activities that's happening, okay, any good activities that's happening because of the good dreams, then the child is the full participant of it. I mean, really taking part in real life. More about that tomorrow. It's getting late. Okay, good night, Danny. Go to sleep. Okay, so now father wants his son to sleep now. Danny to go to sleep. Okay, so then my father kissed me and then turned down the wick. Wick is a piece of a string, okay, at the center of the oil lamp or the little paraffin lamp. Until the flame went out, he seated himself in front of the wood stove, which now made a lovely red glow in the dark room. So you can see, children, okay, how his father trying to put his put his son to sleep, and telling the story of the big friendly giant, okay. And then now, for a change, you can also ask your fathers to narrate a story for you, okay, not your mothers. Okay, children, so I want you to read the story again, and then again the remaining parts of the words which you have underlined, please write it down and write down the meanings of it, and please read, and I'll come back tomorrow again. Okay, children, thank you.